everybody. This is Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16mm films. And I've decided before I come on the show, I'm just going to take water and just go whoop. Because my hair is already crazy, I might as well just steer into it. We watch old 16mm films, and what we just were watching was part of a giant reel from Oregon Archive of random films, just snippets of different things that he just kind of put together onto one giant reel. And that was not on the hard drive that crashed and burned, which is going to cost me $7,200 to recover, which I'm not going to do because that is a lot of money, and I can just rescan everything for much, much cheaper. But moral of the story is, maybe don't invest in those giant drives. It's cheaper per terabyte to get a 20 terabyte drive, but when you lose that drive, you have lost 20 terabytes of data. And so I am going to just get 10 terabyte drives. And it takes up more space, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's not as devastating as what I just dealt with. Let's find out what's happening in France. Enjoy.
J'ai toujours voulu et espéré construire une Formule 1.
Cette Formule 1 va naître. Après l'idée, les études. Premier plan, maquette, essai en soufflerie, report des points sur un plan à l'échelle 1. Le grand plan servira à la confection entièrement à la main, au total 2500 heures de travail, du maître modèle à partir de 3 matériaux, bois, résine et métal. Sur le maître modèle, véritable matrice, on procède à des séparations, bois et pâte à modeler, qui seront autant d'éléments du moule. On pulvérise ensuite un produit anticollant. Commence alors l'opération la plus délicate et la plus lourde de conséquences. Fibres de verre et résine sont appliquées sur le maître modèle. Après séchage et solidification, on procède à la séparation. La moindre adhérence, la moindre faille, et tout serait à recommencer. Ici, c'est une réussite totale au premier essai. De ce moule sortira la première carrosserie, composée d'éléments alliant la légèreté à la résistance. Parallèlement s'est jouée la seconde partie de l'opération. C'est l'examen et la modification continuelle de toutes les composantes mécaniques et techniques pour tendre vers une efficacité proche de la perfection, tout en restant dans le cadre strict des règlements imposés par la Fédération internationale. On doit faire appel à une multitude de corps de métier.
C'est bon?
Véritable travail d'orfèvre avec pour souci constant le poids dans la fabrication du châssis, effectué selon les techniques de l'aéronautique et jusqu'au moindre détail, par exemple, les perforations dans la pédale. Dernière opération avant la présentation à la presse et les essais en circuit, l'assemblage carrosserie, châssis, moteur.
Mais toi aussi, mais toi, tu es de la...
La Formule 1 est née.
C'est toi qui as la photo. Ah, pardon. Allez. Voilà. On voit à la Formule 1 française, à sa réussite et au prochain Grand Prix, cher Ligier.
Le pilote, pour être champion du monde, demande à la mécanique beaucoup de choses. Donc elle doit être la plus vite et elle doit être la plus fiable. À partir de ce moment-là, c'est une bonne Formule 1. Avant, c'est pas une bonne Formule 1.
Jacques Lafitte, champion d'Europe de Formule 2, s'élance sur le circuit du Castellet en Provence. Il battra le record du Tour. Le succès dépasse les espérances. Reste la compétition. Guy Ligier, sportif complet, rugbyman, champion d'aviron, de moto et d'automobile, vient d'atteindre le but de sa vie. La construction d'une voiture de conception entièrement française.
La voiture est vraiment parfaite, on peut pas... J'ai rarement conduit une voiture aussi agréable. Rarement.
Cette Formule 1 sera celle des futurs Grands Prix.
Voilà. What happened? Just kind of ended. But man, that was pretty cool. It's like, because I scrubbed through it, I wasn't listening to it. I missed the title of it, but I was like, what are they making? What is that? Like a nice chaise lounge? What is? It's fiberglass, but what is it? Then I was like, oh right. Okay, we got 2 long films today. Let's see. The first one is a Navy film, and it is 4 Steps Forward. Enjoy.
Well, what's going on here? You look all played out.
And don't I feel it, though? Oh, honestly, I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Well, let's hear the sad story.
Oh, it's these new employees I'm supposed to instruct. Every day they seem to be getting worse. Why, I had one this morning. I told her what to do. I told her exactly how to make up a requisition. I told her every step. Then she tried it, and what a mess. I told her again, and this time she did even worse, although I know she was trying hard. Then I went over it a third time.
Listen, Betty, you've got nothing on me. I can ditto everything you say. I had a young fellow. I showed him exactly what to do. I did it all for him, step by step. Then I had him try it. Well, if it hadn't been so serious, I could have laughed. So I showed him again. Still, he couldn't get it.
Well, I don't know the answer.
You know, I've been thinking of talking to Mr. Bergstad about it, seeing if he has any suggestions.
Say, that's an idea. Let's do it.
Okay, come on.
Yes, I'll be right in. Did you girls want to see me?
Yes, just for a few minutes.
Well, Mr. Adams just sent for me, but I'll be glad to see you later. Will that be all right?
Sure.
Mr. Adams?
Oh, Mr. Bergstad. I want to talk with you about a matter that's been bothering me. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
And from remarks you've made, I know it's been troubling you.
Oh, you mean job instruction?
Yes. Now, I appreciate that certain factors have greatly increased the size and difficulty of the training problem. For instance, take our present employees. Training them for other jobs is becoming increasingly necessary. New organizations are being established. Changes in procedure are being made frequently. New jobs are being created.
Then, too, we have the matter of promotions and transfers.
That's right. And there's the situation of men being taken away through the selective service, necessitating the filling of their positions, often with inexperienced women. So, all in all, we have a very sizable training job with our present office force.
And as for new employees, the situation is much more difficult. For the reason that the new employees we are now getting have less adequate training and fewer basic skills than formerly. Then, too, practically all new employees are unfamiliar with government policies and procedures. Regardless of their previous experience, all of them must be trained for specific tasks.
Yes, that's what we're up against. We can't dodge the issue. It's up to us to do an effective training job with present employees and new ones. And we have every incentive for doing a good job. We know that effective training helps eliminate waste in materials, time, and machines. We know it increases the volume of production and improves the quality of it.
And it provides a uniform application of standards and procedures. And don't forget how it improves morale.
Yes, we must have effective job instruction. And that brings us face to face with the question, how can we get it?
But, Mr. Adams...
Now, please understand, I'm not criticizing in the slightest what you and your instructors have been doing. I realize what you've been up against. As I view it, it's a matter of developing a better method of job instruction. A method that will enable instructors to present the new ideas more effectively, so the learners will get it more adequately and more quickly.
I agree with every word you've said, Mr. Adams, and I'm very glad you brought this subject up. I've been giving it a lot of thought. In fact, I've been intending to discuss with you a method of job instruction which is being used with great success in other government departments, and which I feel sure would be a big improvement over what we have been doing. I was just waiting until I had the details worked out. But I can give you the general idea right now. And then later I want to show you a chart of the plan.
Fine. Go ahead.
Well, in the first place, we must recognize...
Oh, Betty, I was wondering...
Well, what's on your mind?
Oh, Mr. Bergstad. Well, as you know, we've been having a lot of trouble with the training of new employees.
Yes, I know you have.
They don't seem to catch on. I show them over and over again, but they don't seem to get it.
As you know, the war has made it necessary for us to take people with much less ability and experience than formerly.
Yes, we understand that, but, well, what's the answer? You know, it gets a person down to tell somebody over and over how to do a job and get nowhere.
I know just how you feel, and I greatly appreciate the spirit you're showing in coming to me. For some time, I've been disturbed over the training situation, and you'll be interested to know that Mr. Adams has authorized me to put into operation a new method of job instruction.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yes, what is it?
Well, before we get into it, I'd like to clear up 2 points. Now, Miss Wolf, you spoke about telling learners how to do a job.
Yes, I tell them exactly what they're to do, step by step.
All right. Let's consider that for a moment. Let's try a little experiment. I'll get the material and be right back. Now I'm going to tell you how to do a certain job and give you the instructions I once heard an instructor give a new employee. Now take this book and this letter, type in on this card the title of the book, the author, the publisher, the price, the edition, and the date of the edition. Then under remarks, the date received, that's today, and the words for examination. Now go ahead.
I just don't remember what you said next.
Well, as a matter of fact, you did very well. But I'm afraid some reteaching would be necessary. This shows you the weakness and limitations of the telling method of instruction. With telling, it is difficult to understand and catch on. Things sound complicated and more difficult than they really are. And most telling is not done well. So telling alone is not enough.
That's why I always show them.
All right, Miss Barnes, let's see how that works. Now I'll show you how to do this job. Now, Miss Barnes, you do it.
I'm stuck. Where did you get the price from?
Yes, showing has its limitations and weaknesses, too. Important points are missed. The learner doesn't know what to look for. Showing alone is not enough.
Well, what should an instructor do? You've got my curiosity aroused.
Well, I'd rather not go into it right now. I want to work out a few details first.
Well, we'll certainly be interested in helping to solve this problem.
This method of job training is being used with marked success in other government departments. It involves 4 steps. In fact, it's called the 4-step method of job instruction. The first step is preparation, preparing the foundation on which to instruct. Second, presentation, putting over the new ideas. Third, application, checking up. And the 4th step is inspection, the final test of the result of the instruction. Now let's take up the first step. Step number 1, preparation, preparing the foundation for the instruction. The purpose is to get the learner ready to be instructed. To do this, put the learner at ease. Establish contact points between what he already knows and the new ideas. Get the learner to thinking about something you can tie the instruction to. Use suggestive questions, informal questions, and informational demonstrations. Everything that follows depends upon this step. Do not skimp it. Recently, I saw this method used in the instruction of a new employee.
Before I start, let me tell you something about your new job. One of the important duties of this division is to furnish Navy yards and stations which are carrying on in-service training with information about printed materials which are useful in connection with their training programs. We receive copies of various types of publications for examination. In order to avoid confusion and to account for these publications, it is necessary to keep accurate records of essential information. However, we're just going to learn to do one part of this job today. After you have that down pat, we can go on with the remainder. That's a relief. We are going to learn how to set up the publication record card. Have you ever worked in a library?
No, I never did.
I suppose you've had occasion to visit a library.
Oh, yes, lots of times.
Have you ever used a library catalog to look up a book?
Yes, when I was in school.
Do you remember any of the items shown on the library card?
Why, yes. The name of the book, the name of the author, and a description of what the book was about.
Fine, you have a good memory. Well, some of those items that you mentioned, and several more for our own particular use, are shown on our cards.
That's the way the instructor handled the first step of preparation, the purpose of which was to get the learner ready to be instructed. Miss Wolfe, tell me how she put the learner at ease.
Well, she gave her interesting information about the importance of her new job. And she explained what information was desired and why.
What else did the instructor do in the way of preparation?
Well, she used suggestive questioning to establish a contact point in the fact that the learner was familiar with library catalogs. And she used this to tie her instruction to.
Well, you girls are catching on fast. And now let's take step number 2, presentation. Putting over the new ideas. The purpose is to instruct the learner. Present the new ideas. Stick to the subject. Introduce new ideas in the most effective manner and order. Give proper emphasis to important points. Limit the content. Use demonstration, explanation, illustration. Tell and show. Is that clear so far?
Oh, yes,
I
very.
understand.
The instructor I was telling you about began the presentation by showing the learner the card she was to use.
Now, this is the card you will use. The book, together with the letter accompanying it, will always be delivered to your desk. The first thing we do is to open the book to the title page, because this page contains all the items needed to fill in the card, with the exception of the price. Next, we type the title of the book on the card. Then we type the name of the author or authors. Following this, we type the name of the publisher. Next, we type the price of the book. Remember, we'll always have to look in the letter for the price. Following this, we type in the number of the edition. Next, the date of the edition is typed in. It is usually found at the bottom of the title page, and occasionally on the back. The next step is to enter under the word remarks 2 items. First, the date the book was received. That would be today. And second, the notation for examination. You will notice that all the entries we have made on the card have been kept in alignment on the left. This gives your card a neat appearance and also makes it easier to read in the file. The final step in this particular job is to deliver the card, the letter, and the book to Mr. Smith for review. Do you think you understand? I believe so.
That's the way the instructor handles step number 2, presentation. As you saw, she presented the new ideas in the most effective manner and order. She stuck to the subject. She emphasized important points such as title page contains all the information needed except price. And she emphasized where the price was to be found. She stressed the importance of proper alignment. She limited the instruction to what the learner could absorb. And she used demonstration, explanation, illustration, tell and show. And now for step number 3, application, checking up. The purpose is to check up on errors. Let the learner do the job. Watch for weak points and bad spots and correct them. Make sure he is caught on. Reteach if necessary. Repeat doing of the job by learner until you are sure he's got it. In the instruction I saw the other day, the instructor took up step number 3, application, like this. She said,
Now, you fill in a card for this same book and explain to me what you're doing as you go along.
Well, first I open the book to the front of the title page, and then I type the title of the book on the card.
very good. Now, let me ask you a few questions. Why did you open the book to the title page?
Because most of the items to be entered on the card are there.
Right. What items are on the title page?
Well, there's the title of the book, the author, the publisher, the number of the edition, and there was something else. Oh, yes, the date of the edition.
Very good. Where can we get the information on the price of the book?
In the letter.
One more question. Why is it important to keep the items on the card in alignment on the left?
They look better and are easier for anyone to read.
Uh-huh.
Well, are you catching on to this method of instruction?
Yes, indeed.
We sure are.
All right. Tell me this, Miss Wolf. What is the purpose of the third step? How did the instructor check up on errors?
Well, by letting the learner do the job herself and watching for weak points and bad spots with a view to correcting them.
Mm-hmm. Then the instructor made sure the learner had caught on by asking questions. Of course, naturally, reteaching is frequently necessary, together with repeated doing of the job by the learner, until you are sure that he's got it. And now for the fourth step. Inspection. Final test. The purpose of this step is to give a final inspection of the instruction job. Here you let the learner do the job on his own. And follow up. Keep checking on important points. Give extra instruction as long as necessary. Encourage questions.
Well, how would we handle that?
Well, here's the way the instructor I've been telling you about handled this fourth step of inspection.
Now you can go ahead and make out a card for the remainder of these books. I'll be back in a little while and see how you're getting along. Meanwhile, if there's anything you don't understand, come to my desk and ask me about it.
Thank you.
Or, if you wish, you can refer to page 20 of the office manual, which describes the job.
All right.
Well, that's the way the fourth step, inspection, was handled. The purpose was to give a final inspection of the instruction job. As you saw, she let the learner do the job on her own. Then the instructor, of course, should follow up. Keep checking on important points. Give extra instruction as long as necessary. And encourage questions.
That certainly seems like an efficient method of job training. Don't you think so, Miss Wolf?
Yes, I do.
Well, that's the four-step method of job instruction. Every step is vitally important. None can be omitted or slighted. And the steps should be treated as separate and distinct parts of the instruction job. Each should be completed before taking up the next. Perhaps this will help you keep the steps clearly in mind. Now for step number 1. Preparation, foundation. The purpose of this is to get the learner ready to be instructed. To do this, put the learner at ease. Establish contact points between what he already knows and the new ideas. Try to get the learner to thinking about something you can tie the instruction to. Use suggestive questions, informal questions, informational demonstrations. Everything depends on this step. Don't skip it. And now for step number 2. Presentation, putting over. The purpose is to instruct the learner. In presenting the new ideas, stick to the subject. Introduce the new ideas in the most effective manner and order. Give proper emphasis to important points and limit the content. In this step, use demonstration, explanation, illustration. Tell and show. And now for step number 3. Application. Checking up. The purpose is to check up on errors. In this step, we let the learner do the job. Watch for weak points and bad spots and correct them. We make sure that he is caught on. And we reteach if necessary. Now, in this step, we repeat doing of the job by the learner until we are sure he's got it. And now for the last step. Inspection. Final test. The purpose is to give a final inspection of the instruction job. Here we let the learner do the job on his own. And follow up. Keep checking on important points. Give extra instruction as long as necessary. And encourage questions. Well, that's the four-step method of job instruction. Now, is everything clear, or has either of you any questions?
Yes, I have one.
Good, let's have it.
Just this. How soon can we get started using the four-step method?
Yes, how soon can we get going?
Yeah, that was scintillating. I mean, the thing is, like, I have other Navy films about typing that are specifically just, and they're not much better. At least this has people, like, there's a narrative and people are interacting. But yeah. All right, what do we got here? What's the next thing? Okay, this one is from the notorious company that was based in Ohio, Mansfield, Ohio, Highway Safety Films. And they're notorious because they traditionally had films that featured actual gory traffic accidents. This one is, it's about drinking and driving, and I think I've pulled out all the one scene of gore. I'm hoping that I did. And you're like, why did you do that? Well, because some of you are eating lunch. That's why. And so this is Go Sober and Safe. Enjoy. Enjoy?
In the United States today, there are more than 100 million licensed drivers. 95% of these drivers drink alcoholic beverages, from occasionally to frequently. And much too often, the drinking and driving are done concurrently, because today, drinking and driving are readily acceptable by the motoring public. The majority of these drinking drivers are responsible people. But having lost control of their drinking, they sometimes lose control of their driving. With our ever-increasing highway traffic death toll, it is alarming to note, and this is confirmed through extensive tests by police agencies throughout the country, that more than 50% of all traffic deaths can be attributed directly to the drinking driver. The 20th century was less than 5 years old when the relationship of alcohol to vehicular death and injury was already a rapidly developing social and health problem. In the early 1930s, a few carefully planned and executed scientific investigations were conducted to examine the relationship of alcohol to actual crashes. The results from that day forward have been overwhelmingly consistent. During the last 35 years, in every area of the nation in which the concentrations of alcohol among those responsible for initiating crashes have been investigated, alcohol has been found to be the largest single factor leading to fatal crashes. And with each succeeding year, more and more drinking drivers are adding color to our highways. Most people believe the time-worn slogan, "If you drink, don't drive," is outdated, but it remains as the ideal solution for safe driving. The alternative for the driver who insists on drinking and driving is to drink in such a manner that he will not be under the influence of alcohol when he does drive. The foremost problem facing all motorists who drink and drive is that of determining what is a safe drinking level without being under the influence. This problem becomes more difficult because of the varying effects on individuals under different circumstances. Recognized as some of the most important variables are the drinker's weight. A large person may drink more than a small one without effect. The quantity of food in the stomach is a factor, for the presence of food lengthens the period of time that the alcohol takes to enter the bloodstream. The amount of alcohol consumed, the length of time over which it is consumed, and very importantly, the time elapsed since the last drink. Time is a significant factor because about 90% of the alcohol in the bloodstream is eliminated through oxidation and is accomplished chiefly by the liver. Normally, the liver can handle about 3/4 of an ounce of whiskey per hour. For this reason, most people are able to drink a beer or a highball each hour without increasing their blood alcohol level and hence do not become under the influence. The liver accomplishes this oxidation at a constant rate, which cannot be increased by black coffee, physical exercise, or cold showers. Contrary to the belief of many, alcohol is not a stimulant, but is medically classified as a drug, a depressant, that acts as an anesthetic on the central nervous system. Beverage alcohol does not have to be digested before being used by the body. When alcohol reaches the stomach and intestines, it is absorbed directly into the blood vessels and carried through the bloodstream to all parts of the body, including all parts of the brain. Alcohol in the brain is responsible for its intoxicating effects, and the highest functional developments of the brain are the most sensitive to alcohol, causing impairment of judgment, attitude, and alertness. These are the most vital functions in the operation of a motor vehicle, and the impairment of them is the very core of the drinking and driving problem. We can't take too lightly the fact that these very important brain functions are impaired before the obvious signs of intoxication appear. It should be remembered by all drivers that it is unlawful in every state for a person under the influence of intoxicating liquor to operate a motor vehicle on a public highway. Rather than use the number of drinks of any given variety of alcoholic beverages as a measurement of intoxication, it has become customary for police agencies and medical examiners to express the blood alcohol concentrations in percentage by weight. 3 blood alcohol concentrations, 500ths, 1000ths, and 1500%, are noteworthy because of their frequent use in reports, recommendations of experts, and legal definitions. Levels below 500% are ordinarily regarded as inconsequential, and normally this level is reached by consuming 2 ounces of liquor. This doesn't mean that one cannot be impaired below this level, as proven by the fact that in Norway, the law considers 500% sufficient to render a person incapable of safe operation of a motor vehicle. With the liver functioning at its capacity, Even by taking only 2 drinks per hour over any given period of time, the blood alcohol level will be constantly increasing. With more than 2 drinks per hour, the blood alcohol level rises at a much faster rate. If an average-sized person has 5 or 6 drinks in a short period of time, his blood alcohol level will rise to 0.1% within 1 hour. The National Highway Safety Bureau, the Department of Health, Education and Welfare, the American Medical Association, and the National Safety Council all recommend that an individual with 0.1% blood alcohol concentration may be presumed to be under the influence of intoxicating liquor. Some experts now contend that the figure should be 0.8%. Having consumed enough alcohol to reach a level of 0.1%, this concentration will last for a period of over 5 hours, at which most drivers are adversely affected with respect to highway safety. The following authentic drinking and driving tests will prove this to be true.
We, the Ohio State Highway Patrol, welcome the opportunity to cooperate in the various driving exercises performed by our patrolmen. After these 6 patrolmen go through their driving exercises and are graded, they will be given varying amounts of alcohol, tested by the breathalyzer, and go through the driving test once more. Our experiences and traffic accident investigation tell us that many people underestimate the effects of alcohol. We are hopeful that you, the motoring public, will be strongly influenced by viewing the wet runs of our drivers and their obvious impairment by drinking. Let's get on with the exercises.
Traffic cones were set up immediately adjacent to the academy for the dry run segment of our driving exercises. The Ohio State Highway Patrol utilizes 10 events in its driving program, but we are using only 3 in our demonstration today. We see here one of our subjects maneuvering the interchange of traffic lanes. It will be obvious to the viewer later why no high-speed events were included in our tests. The traffic lanes formed by the yellow cones are not in exact alignment with each other, making the approach to each one different. The maneuvers in this event are used every day, and it is stressed that the driver use both hands on the steering wheel, palms down, and to turn the wheel in the overhand method. There would be far fewer accidents if all drivers were compelled to take this type of a driving course. Our second exercise is termed pursuit turns and stresses 3 acceptable ways in which an automobile may be turned. They're demonstrated here and designated as the left side road turn, the right side road turn, and the U-turn. The cones are so placed for the U-turn portion of this event that they emphasize precision handling of the car to complete the maneuver without touching any of the cones. A highway patrolman must be able to instantly size up the roadway situation and decide what type of turn can best be made in order to take up pursuit of a vehicle going in a different direction. The ordinary driver should make left side and right side road turns as has been shown in this exercise. The final event in our dry runs is the serpentine. The cones are placed so there is just enough room to get around them with an automobile. This exercise stresses smooth steering and gas pedal control. This event can be run both forward and reverse. One of the basic reasons for the patrol's driving program is to teach each individual proficiency in the handling of a motor vehicle. He must know where the extremities of the car are with respect to other vehicles, curbs, obstacles, and other objects. He should be able to visualize the exact path of the wheels, either forward or reverse, and to survey that path of travel. Time does not permit our showing all drivers in the dry runs, but 3 of our 6 subjects participated, and each was accompanied by a uniformed officer. In the Academy cafeteria, our 6 subjects were given a choice of gin, scotch, or bourbon. All 6 chose bourbon. Each subject was served a different amount. 8 ounces of 100 proof bourbon was the most served to any individual. This was served to subject number 1. Most of the subjects chose a carbonated mix for their drinks, and it might be well to note that carbonation gets the alcohol into the bloodstream faster. Some chose to use only ice with their bourbon. Our 6 subjects, although members of the Ohio State Highway Patrol, were dressed in civilian attire because of the nature of the experiment. Each was accompanied by a uniformed officer throughout the day. During the drinking session, the uniformed officers recorded all pertinent data regarding the times and quantities of alcohol consumed. We could have used 6 average drivers for these tests, but we knew that because of the very fact they were being tested, they would be nervous and make errors that they would not ordinarily make. Fortunately, we were able to use these patrolmen. They all have a great amount of driving experience, most of them logging over 50,000 miles per year. In addition to this, they are accustomed to being tested on different phases of police work. So with the introduction of alcohol to these tests, any faults or errors made by these drivers can be attributed directly to the alcohol, rather than to nervousness or inexperience. By the time most of the alcohol had been consumed, our subjects had lost their serious attitude toward the test. One who doesn't ordinarily smoke began smoking. And one who was fearful of becoming ill decided it would be better if he didn't consume all of his allocation of liquor.
Yeah, call it record.
You want to take your coat off? You want to take your coat off?
That sounds like a good idea. Get him on film. Hey, good. I still want to know where it goes.
You want me to hang it up down there? Do you have anything in it? I'll put it on the hanger.
Make sure they got the flames down back. Hey, can you make that help?
I'm already blue.
What?
Well, the bar was crowded, so the Japanese guy walks in. Sits down beside this guy, and the guy's loaded. Yeah, he's wearing glasses.
20 minutes elapsed before breathalyzer readings were taken. Subject number 4 consumed 3 ounces and registered 0.065%. Subject number 5 drank 4 ounces. And registered a blood alcohol level of 0.071.
Give me the ice.
Hey, dog, get my car and bring around in front. That guy down there got brown.
Number 6 had 6 ounces. and was measured at .05. Subject number 1, having drunk 8 ounces, predicted that he would reach a level of 16, and he did, 16.6. That's right, 16.6, which is above the presumptive level for all states. Subject number 2 had a net 5 ounces and registered .097. Number 3 also consumed 5 ounces and reached a blood alcohol level of .098. After all breathalyzer readings had been recorded, we moved again to the driving test area. First tested was subject number 3. This took place 1 hour and 21 minutes after he had consumed 5 ounces of 100 proof bourbon. Note the jerky motion of this maneuver, caused by the subject riding the brakes. This exercise should be smooth throughout. Subject registered .098 prior to driving. This is below the presumptive level in nearly all states. This is subject number 1, 2 hours after consuming 8 ounces and registering a blood alcohol level of 16.6.
I think I got these made.
Subject number 6, apparently a slow reactor, registered .05, but once outside, said he could feel a greater effect of the alcohol. He hit the left front traffic cone. Hit another cone. Had his head out of the car window. This is not as prescribed for the best maneuverability of an automobile. He is a very capable driver, but was obviously impaired by drinking. Subject number 2, who registered .097, did not use the turn signal for left turn. Backed across the center line. Tried to back up, but still had the car in drive. Was unable to complete the U-turn. Incidentally, no driver tested after drinking was able to make the U-turn in the prescribed manner. Number 5 knew the prescribed turns, but decided on a new location for their execution.
Wearing off. You missed the drive.
That's the driveway we're supposed to use up there.
What drive? That one between those cones. I did. You didn't listen. You were doing fine. I was just passing up the wrong driveway. Well, if they want to do the driveway, we'll go back and do it again.
It was obvious on the serpentine runs that all drivers increased their speed on the wet runs over those they had made before drinking. Speed and the inability to sense the attitude or position of the car are primary causes for accidents after drinking alcohol. Subject number 3 touched 5 cones during this test.
There's only one standing up. Let me knock down. You missed 2. Yeah.
In addition to overbraking on some occasions.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Immediately after this test, he registered a blood alcohol level of .062, a level at which most drivers feel confident in their driving and mistakenly feel they will not be impaired. Nearly 3 hours had passed since number 1's last drink, but his driving capabilities were still greatly impaired. The liver will reduce one's blood alcohol level by approximately 15 thousandths of 1% per hour. So there is no rapid return to an alcohol-free body. On the forward segment of the serpentine, subject number 1 hit 7 traffic cones.
Cut it back. Whoa. Back it around. Right back up. Try that.
When he attempted to run the exercise in reverse, he played havoc with the cones, striking nearly all of them.
Yeah, they want to be the other. You'll have to lose your license. Well, you didn't get the last couple anyway.
Immediately on completion of this test, he was measured again on the breathalyzer and registered .106, a level that is below the presumptive level in some states, but certainly not below the level of impairment. It was our objective in these demonstrations to prove that drivers are impaired at lower blood alcohol levels than most authorities realize, regardless of the amount of alcohol consumed. In a study conducted by the Department of Police Administration of Indiana University, it is proven that when the alcohol concentration reaches .06%, the probability is 6 times greater. When a driver's blood alcohol level reaches 0.15%, the possibility of the driver causing a traffic accident is an alarming 25 times greater than if his body were essentially alcohol-free. These disturbing probabilities should have an impact on all who drink and drive. If you find yourself unable to completely abstain before driving, use care and judgment in the amount you drink. Pace yourself, or wait until your body is essentially alcohol-free before driving. It could save your life. And don't urge your friends to drink more or at a faster rate than they desire. Remember, the first effect of an alcoholic beverage is the feeling of well-being that impairs your judgment of the safe amount to drink.
Think twice before you have that drink for the road. It may be your last.
Did I get all the gore out? There was a gore scene in there that I took out, and I feel like it didn't contribute to the story. It just was part of what they're known for. Highway safety films made Signal 30, Recognize Death, Highways of Agony, so many films where basically the founder just would show up at traffic accidents. He'd listen to his police scanner, show up at a traffic accident, and film everything. And then he would edit it into a film. For many kids in high school taking driver's ed, this was the first time they ever saw a dead body on screen. And it was, so this predates when they would show dead bodies on the news during the Vietnam War. So this was, these films were notorious. People would pass out, etc., etc. Thanks for watching today. I appreciate your eyeballs and your comments. The ways to support us, one way is via showing, just hitting like or subscribe, the notification button. You can also support us with a super thanks button. You can go to patreon.com/avgeeks, ko-fi.com/avgeeks. You can email us suggestions at skip@avgeeks.com. And Jeremy, who's a frequent commenter, actually did, he realized, he went in and cataloged all the films that I've been showing. I'm already a day behind, but we are on episode 1661. So that's pretty epic. And we have watched over 7,500 films since we started this. Tomorrow's going to be a special show. As a reminder, we're going to have a special guest, April Winchell, who is a cartoon voice actor and also the daughter of Paul Winchell, who was the voice of Tigger, the voice of many cartoon characters, was a ventriloquist, and also patented an artificial heart. That is tomorrow. Everybody, hope can join us. She's said, yes, I would love to answer questions from your commenters. So we'll do that tomorrow. The UI will look a little bit different because I'm having I have to use a different piece of software to do this, but it should be all okay. Thanks again for watching, and I'm going to start up the streaming show, 24/7 streaming show, and we'll watch it for a little while, and then you can go to Twitch and watch it. All right, enjoy. Thanks again.
Hey, how about an ice cream soda? How about Soda Burst? Soda Burst.
As I went through the...
ripe apples from Michigan, Concord grapes from the Great Lakes fruit belt, red raspberries from the Northwest, strawberries mostly from California. That's what's used in making Toast 'em Pop-Ups juicier fruit filling. Toast 'em Pop-Ups, toaster quick, hot, flaky pastry. Better for big breakfasts, better for on-the-run breakfasts, because now the ones with the juicier fruit filling have been improved. Toast 'em Pop-Ups, now juicier than ever, from General Foods.
And here is G.I. Joe with Kung Fu Grip. G.I. Joe has hands that grip. Fingers you hold open and let close. Hands that hold on with a Kung Fu Grip. The grip you help Joe use in self-defense. G.I. Joe with Kung